What's going on, everybody? It's the Bulls Show, aka Aiden, and welcome back to another video. The Bulls return was a huge success, ladies and gentlemen, as we pick up one of our biggest victories of the season against the Brooklyn Nets. Now, as much as I'd like to say the Bulls were just absolutely dominant, fantastic, amazing, which all those things were true, we got to give, I guess, a lot of respect, not a lot of respect, we got to give a lot of credit to the Brooklyn Nets because they were absolutely terrible in this game, and it just allowed for us to have a game that was, for once in our life, not necessarily, I guess, a worrying game. There's no, I guess, emotion attached. It's like, alright, we've got this. There's no way we blow this type of lead and everything in between. And it felt nice going into the fourth quarter, seeing that the starters could get their breaks and the young guys and the guys that you don't expect to play that much comes into the game and shows their worth to the Chicago Bulls. So, altogether, I would say a very successful night for this team on their return. And finally, we win a game and we snap a 6-game losing streak. I know a lot of people probably forgot that we were on a 6-game losing streak, but that is officially done now, ladies and gentlemen. We've picked up that win against Brooklyn and we move over into that next game against the Wizards, and again, one game at a time, just try to see where we can go by the end of the season. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Bulls Show, turn notifications on, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls overall game today. Who was your player of the game? Your thoughts and opinions on how well or how poorly the Bulls played in this timeout. We won this game 131-87. Again, I thought the Bulls played very, very well. I thought the Bulls were amazing. I'm not going to discredit them in any way, but Brooklyn did not play a great game today, and I think that was extremely clear in the second quarter. The second quarter was one of the worst things I've seen in an NBA game in a long, long time. So, look, for all the Brooklyn fans that might be watching this video, again, I think even they can admit that Brooklyn did not come out and play the absolute best style. They got a couple of new guys in there for sure, but even in a weakened state, that Brooklyn Nets team beat the Chicago Bulls team not too long ago. So, again, I think we could have seen better from Brooklyn. I really, really can. And this game could have been just a tad bit more competitive than what it was. But we'll take that every day of the week. We don't have time to be focusing on whether Brooklyn have a great game or not, or whether or not they helped us in many ways get wins, because they had a lot of unforced turnovers. They took a lot of bad shots. Their defense was not necessarily strong, and we capitalized on that. And we delivered one of the best games of our season, defensively and offensively. This is obviously the debut of Patrick Beverly into this team. Started this game as well. Put Io and Patrick Williams to the bench. I thought that was a very interesting move to see Patrick Williams go to the bench. I thought maybe, just maybe, you would have seen Patrick Beverly start over Io. I did not have any idea we were going to start Alex Caruso over Patrick Williams. I can understand what they're trying to do. Pair up the big three with our best defenders. I think it makes sense in that way. You got Alex Caruso, again, just an absolute nuisance everywhere. Patrick Beverly with his very solid attitude, his hard-working tenacity on defense as well. Both of them are very much willing passers, and they are not selfish players. You pair them up with the big three, who are going to be our starting scorers. I think it makes sense in that way. And then you have the ability to bring Io and Patrick Beverly off of the bench, which we saw in this game become a little bit more aggressive. And our bench becomes a lot younger now as well. So there's no excuses for poor defense and lack of transition points from our bench. There's no excuses at all in that way. So very, very interesting stuff. Do I think it will work for the most part? I hope so. Again, the one thing I will say about this Bulls game and how we can see it in the future is that I'm not going to go overboard by this. I'm not going to, I guess, come to conclusions based on one game. We played an amazing game, but I'm not convinced yet. I really am not. I need to see more. I need to see consistency out of this Bulls team. That's the number one problem we've had all year. We don't find consistency in our good or our bad performances. So, level of consistency is what we need. I'm not expecting us to put teams to 87 points every single game, but I want to see consistent wins. I want to see hard work from these players on a consistent basis, and we saw it today. Can we do it against the Wizards? That's my next question. One game at a time, you got to focus on what's put in front of you. And again, I'm happy that we walked away with a win. I'm happy that over the last week I didn't watch Bulls basketball. This is the game I came back to. I'm very, very happy about that. So again, I've enjoyed this game. It felt good to not be worried about a Bulls performance. It felt good knowing that in the second half, look, at one point it was 70-29. Again, that's how bad Brooklyn were playing compared to how good we were playing. I'll say this right now. If we blew the 70 to 29 point lead, and we allowed Brooklyn to come all the way back in the second half, I honestly don't think I would have watched another Bulls game again. I really thought it would have been that serious, because there's no way any team in the NBA should ever blow a lead like that. So yeah, the game was done by halftime, and again, it just felt good to see young guys. It felt good to see the starters get the rest, and I enjoyed this game. I'd love to see more performances like this in the future. Again, it was also very nice to see that we had a strong game in Patrick Beverly's debut. You always want your newer players to come in and feel excited about the energy of the Bulls and the play of the Bulls. And yes, he played a major part of that. I thought he had a very good game, Patrick Beverly, in his own way. So yeah, I'm excited to see what can come from this team in the future, but I'm not going to really put myself at one stage. I'm not going to overcommit to something. I'm not going to, I guess, take advantage of the situation in many ways. I'm not going to jump to those conclusions. I want to see more. I'm not going to say this is the best team we've seen since Lonzo Ball was here or anything like. I'm not going to say anything like that until we see more of it. But so far, so good. Let's talk about those individual performances, starting off with DeMar DeRozan. 17 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists with a steal and a block. 8 from 17 from the field, 0 from 3 from the three-point line. Very good night for DeMar DeRozan again. 27 minutes of action. Didn't need to be a guy that dropped 30 or 40 points in this game. Very, very good in his mid-range game. Shot 47% from the field. I would say this is an okay night for DeMar DeRozan. Alex Caruso, 4 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist alongside of a block in this game. 2 from 3 from the field, 0 from 1 from the three-point line. Again, defensively, Alex Caruso, look, a lot of people would put the highlight on Patrick Beverly in this game, which, to be fair, Patrick Beverly had a better game than Alex Caruso. But I feel like the whole point of starting those two together is so they can run rampage on the defensive end, allow the pressure to be taken off Zach, DeMar, and Vooch defensively. So that's his job, Alex Caruso. I'd love to see Alex Caruso on a consistent basis put more on the offensive end. I'd really like to see that on a more consistent basis. But defensively, I think he did his job today. That's all I can really say on the fact. And he had one of the higher plus minuses on the Bulls team. And look, there were a lot of pluses on this team. So fair play to Alex Caruso. Nikola Vucevic, 13 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists. And 2 blocks on this game. 5 from 9 from the field. No 3-point shots made or taken by Nikola Vucevic today. And I think it's the right move. Honestly, we don't need to see Vuce shoot a whole lot of threes throughout the course of the season, in my opinion. Look, there was a dominating factor in the paint. Nicholas Claxton is a fantastic defender, but he is the only Brooklyn Nets center. And even at that, he is relatively undersized in terms of the weight advantage compared to Vucevic and Nicholas Claxton. Now, Claxton, I believe, got a couple of blocks in this game, which is expected. But for the most part, that's Vucevic's matchup all day. And he should be taking advantage of that. Then you move to that small ball lineup that Brooklyn likes to play. And once again, I think his name is Sharp as a backup center. Decent, not bad. But Vucevic and Andre Drummond are better than those two guys, in my opinion, and you got to take advantages of those moments. So very, very happy with Nikola Vucevic's performance, even if it is only 13 points. Another double-double for him. And again, we didn't need him in the fourth quarter to go back into the post. I wouldn't say this is a bad game for Vucevic whatsoever. Zach Levine, 32 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 12 from 17 from the field, 4 from 6 from the three-point line. Zach Levine was hot today, ladies and gentlemen. Patrick Beverly said in a quote that he wants Zach Levine not to pass the ball, and he wants to make him shoot the ball or put the ball in the bucket at an elite level. Well, so far, so good. One game out of the one game that Patrick Beverly has been here, Zach Levine has dropped 32 points. He played a very good game today. Probably the player of the game, in all fairness. He was really, really solid throughout the whole game. I thought he brought a lot of energy. I thought he played very hard as well. And again, he put the points up that we needed to see in order for us to win this game. Consistency. What comes next for Zach Levine? What comes next for other guys on this team? That's what I'm looking forward to now. Patrick Beverly, 22 minutes played, 8 points, 5 rebounds and 4 assists with 2 from 4 from the field, 1 from 3 from the three-point line. Very, very solid defensively, as we've come to expect from Patrick Beverly. We already know what he brings to the table in that regard. 8 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. That's not bad for his debut as a Chicago Bull. And again, he's not the first option. Basically, he's the fourth option in that starting lineup now, the way that it's currently constructed, with Alex Caruso probably being the fifth fifth option. So nice, very, very nice game for Patrick Beverly. Very, very solid debut. I think a lot of people are very happy with what he saw. You saw him try to hype up the crowd, you saw the energy, and again, he's from Chicago. This is his home in many ways, in all ways really. So again, you expect him to play a little bit harder for the Bulls organization, and I guess only time will tell whether or not we will truly see that, but a very good start in my opinion. Kobe White, 5 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. 2 from 6 from the field, 1 from 5 from the three-point line. Okay night from Kobe. Again, 4 assists. I think is a very good mark to get at from a guy that played 25 minutes. But again, his scoring was a little bit of a letdown. His defense has been solid once again. Good night from Kobe. Patrick Williams, 17 points, 6 rebounds and 3 assists alongside of 2 steals. He had an opportunity to play fairly more aggressive in this in off the bench. He still only took 8 shots, but it was 5 from 8 overall, 2 from 2 from the three-point line, and he looked good out there. I thought he played very, very well out there in all honesty, and again, it's about what comes next for Patrick Williams. What can he do in the next game? Ayo Dosunmu, 7 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists with 1 steal. I believe this is one of his highest level of rebounding performance we've seen from Ayo, which is fantastic. I think he played a lot better off of the bench than he has in some of our games as a starter. But again, it's only one game. It's about what comes next. It's great to see us dominate the Brooklyn Nets in one game, but we need to be focusing on, I guess, how can we overcome our next obstacles? And Ayo off the bench was good. Pat off the bench was good. Our bench lineup in general was really, really good. But can they do it consistently? That's the next step for us. That's what we need to see. Consistency in every single facet of the game. Andre Drummond, 13 points and 10 rebounds, 1 assist with 2 steals on the night, 6 from 10. Got a very nice steal to a dunk. He was very, very dominant in the paint. Again, we used their small ball to our advantage. We dominated them in the paint. We passed it to the paint constantly. Offensive rebounds constantly. Dunks constantly. Again, we attacked the paint when we needed to attack the paint. And that really came to, in my opinion, a great night for Andre Drummond. And again, a great night for the Bulls. Dalen Terry, 10 minutes of action, 11 points and 1 rebound. We forgot about Dalen Terry in many ways. And look, I was one of those guys that said, I don't think Dalen Terry's minutes will be affected by Patrick Beverly. But seeing the whole starting lineup change, obviously that's now a mistake. That's wrong of me to say, because Dalen Terry's minutes were affected by Patrick Beverly and affected by the entire starting lineup change. Same with Derrick Jones Jr. as well. 2 guys that will probably not get a lot of minutes if the lineup is going to stay the way that it is. So unfortunate in that regard, but he still got 10 minutes. He still got ability to show himself. He played a great game, 3 from 3 from the three-point line. Didn't miss a shot. Good defense, good energy. Couple missed free throws, but what can you do? And yeah, very, very happy with Dalen Terry's performance off of the bench as well in that 4th quarter. And our new guy in Terry Taylor, 4 points on the night, 2 from 2 from the field, 4 minutes of action. Very, very solid stuff in total. So yeah, I'm happy with this Bulls victory. The must improve, there's no need, in my opinion, to give a must improve when the Bulls played this well. Everybody contributed. Everybody had some solid stats. Everybody had a good plus minus. Again, it's very hard when you dominate the way you dominate a game to give a must improve to that to anybody on this team. So there's no need for that. The player of the game will be Zach Levine, 32 points. Great defensively, great offensively. Not too much else to say in that retrospect. Again, we kept Brooklyn extremely quiet. Again, probably our best game of the season so far, alongside that Mavericks game. I cannot forget that one. So those 2 games are definitely some of our best that we've seen from the Bulls this season. So it's good to see. And again, it's all about what's next. The Bulls record now is 27-33. Again, we snapped that 6-game losing streak. We got to keep on battling now. We got to keep on fighting. Got to keep on trying to see what we can do in the next couple of games. We still sit 11th, but our next game will be against the 10th seeded Washington Wizards, who did lose to the Knicks today, if I'm not mistaken. So Washington have played very, very well recently. And they're a threat. Porzingis is a threat, assuming all their guys are healthy. They are a dangerous, dangerous team, and they're above us for a reason. But hopefully, again, this newfound confidence that we seem to have, it's going to be at home as well. You have to win your home games. That's the one thing you cannot I guess, waste. You can't waste these opportunities at home. Away games, again, look, I still consider this Bulls team fairly mediocre. If we lose to the Raptors away, we lose to the Phoenix Suns even at home, or we lose to Detroit away, in many ways I understand it, because this Bulls team is extremely mediocre. And you can't expect them to win all their away games either. But at home, this is the place where we're going to make opponents come here and scared to play here. This Bulls team, with the fan base and again the energy that our new defensive players bring, that has to be our vocal point. That has to be what makes teams scared to face us. So it's a good start. We'll see what happens in the next couple of games. I won't get carried away. I will not, I guess, jump to these conclusions straight away. I need to see a little bit more from this Bulls team. But thank you guys for watching nonetheless. Please like and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next one, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful and safe day. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care and peace.